to the Moth Company and the Moth Company studio, cheering the return of the lovely TNCT, which we have been working on for a month and change. A month and change?
Beautiful, fine piece of furniture.
We worked really hard.
And our Walmart chairs.
I worked really hard.
Hey, yeah, Aspen worked really hard.
It was a
and
team
I
effort.
was present.
But without any further ado, we know you've been waiting, and I've been waiting to get back into the game, so let's do a quick session recap for those of us who may have forgotten, including myself, and
Probably me.
we'll get playing. Yeah, we're all doing that's the thumbnail. Okay, so when we last left off, you guys had successfully defended the Orcish trading outpost of Erdan on Mechanus. And they're, well, I say successfully defended, in which I mean the outpost was entirely leveled. Erica died.
Woo!
Urani had died. There was a
Kato
very large.
almost died.
Kato almost died.
It happens.
Erdan and Maya did
I
considerably
was
better.
I was
Considerably better.
chilling, but Maya did kill a mind flare.
Yes. So we've had
Must
that
be
to
nice.
deal with. But it is now time to address the aftermath of the event alongside getting to your trial, which is swiftly drawing closer as we figure out if Erdan is at fault or not. So,
I mean, I objectively am.
We can't argue that they aren't.
Yeah, we cannot say that you're not at fault.
as the gun swallow comes to rest at the now silent dock, a thick layer of haze permeates the air. Through the smoke and the mixture of ash, the damage to the outpost is painfully clear. The once busy streets are now dead silent, save for the crackling of fires and the whoosh of collapsing buildings. As, well, intermingled with the brutal grating of the gears that surround you. Mikas has stepped out the small ship, hand in hand with his wife, and the two are clearly looking around, surveying the damage on the streets. After a few moments of wandering, the two sit near the remains of a guardhouse, and you can see them move into conversation, but it is not plainly obvious what they are discussing. So what are you guys up to?
Hey, Mai,
What?
you still got any mind flare blood?
What are you planning on doing?
Why do you want? What is your obsession with mind flares? Please tell me.
It's more about the blood than the mind flare.
What is the obsession with the blood?
I'm a Crimson Knight. Blood is my religion.
Let me rephrase that.
no.
Why specifically mind flare blood?
Because if I get a mind flare blood transfusion, I'll have magic psychic blood.
Transfusion?
You can probably do a
think it's gonna
transfusion,
work.
right?
I don't think that's a good idea.
All blood is magic. It's the source of the soul. It's fine. And this guy's soul ain't there anymore, so now it's mine.
Wait, you think all blood is magic?
Let's not get into theology right now, but yes, it is.
I thought it was your head.
Are you thinking of phrenology?
Are you thinking of a brain?
Yes.
I
like
know
the
what
brain.
You mean this, and I point at my scalped head.
Yes.
Yes. That's where magic comes from, I thought.
That's not where a soul is, though.
I thought that was where your soul is. That's where your consciousness is.
All right, Makus. What? I'm gonna go talk to Makus.
Okay. So Kato, you turn around and kind of stumble off into the brush, and by brush I mean rubble. And you can see that Mikas and his wife, I can't remember her name at the moment.
Don't worry, I can't.
She did have a proper name, I promise. They have been talking in Orcish.
Okay.
And you're just able to hear the tail end of the conversation, and you can kind of pick out like we'll make it try, or we'll make a try.
Oh.
And the figure of the tall, weary orc
Young one.
cuts through the gloom as he turns around and comes toward you. It looks as if he's aged about 10 years in the past 10 minutes.
Ooh.
His face is covered in rubble. He does not look better for wear. And he gives you a very tired smile. It seems I can't say farewell to you guys yet. With that in mind, I guess I'll have to settle for be careful wherever you're going. And he kind of turns around and looks looks back and surveys everything that's been, all of the ruined buildings. Hopefully when I see you all next, we'll have some of this mess cleaned up.
It was good knowing you, Mikas, for the half an hour I was friends with you. It's nice knowing another orc, it's weird out there.
Certainly is strange.
I'm gonna just go up also and say, this is a very strange question. Probably not a good time. Do you know where we can find a ship or the quickest way to the Primus?
Well, a ship, I don't think there's many of those lying around here now.
Don't think so.
And as for the route to the Primus, there's a direct road at the end of the gear. You'd have to go around the outermost gear, and you will find the road. It's called Primus Way. They're so imaginative, I know.
Very, very interesting.
Take Primus Way, and you'll be at the gates before you know it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck out there.
I hope the same to you. Don't die.
I've almost died already today. I think I can figure it out from here.
I understand that.
Come to visit again.
Probably not.
Erdan, and he kind of takes your hand and leaves. No, you don't have to.
Please do not
No.
touch my hand.
Do not touch.
It's been a very nice pleasure to meet an elf. I've heard so very much about them. And he gently kisses your palm. Good luck. Or no. Yes. Yes. No, the top of your head.
I'm
That's
like
the back.
looking around because he just fully said that out loud, and the only one that I have told is.
I
Yeah,
just, I'm
it's
so
like a.
So I'm like,
You're just like,
How'd you know that one?
you're like fucking,
I mean, I know I told him.
Yeah.
I'm just going.
No, I fully blacked out. I don't know
Okay,
that I
so
told
you-
him.
You're like the meme of the
I like-
cat with all the knives being held up to it, and you're just like,
Is he taller than me?
Yeah.
How much?
About a foot and a half.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna like reach up and like grab his face,
Okay.
not in a threatening way.
Yeah. Just
I'm gonna
like.
be like, Mikas, I hung out with you for one night. I got pissed drunk and I told you all of my secrets, apparently. It's been nice knowing you. And I just like give him a little pat on the cheek.
He gives you a confused smile. You'll make a good ship hand yet. Just keep at it.
Thank you.
Alright, now, I think you probably should get going if you're gonna make it before the entire place collapses.
Yes.
Almost as if on cue, a building, like next to him, just
That's
Oh.
nice.
Oh.
home sweet home.
I think you could be captain.
Honestly, I've seen worse.
Seen worse, been worse.
Not the worst I've seen.
I'm just gonna whisper. I'm still sorry about that.
As soon as we start walking away, I wanna I just wanna be like, so, Mikas, weird guy, where does he get these weird ideas about who is and is not an elf?
Are you feeling okay? I didn't. Listen, I wasn't fully conscious. I was in more of a blood rage
Yeah.
for most of that.
The conversation?
No. I'm just wondering if you got bit.
No.
If you got your skull bit.
I think you are the only one who got your skull bit.
I'm good.
By the way, how are you still walking?
Carefully.
I want you to roll a dexterity check to see if you can remain on your feet. The DC is 10.
Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Alright, what'd you get?
I got a
12?
17.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to stay on your feet pretty well. There's a couple of times where you almost trip over some rubble, but you're like
Who put all these rocks here?
I'm just gonna lightly grab his
I'm
hand
fine.
and
I'm
leave.
fine. I'm fine.
Well, you did almost die.
Yeah, but I didn't. I'm gonna walk in front. I'm gonna lead the way.
Okay.
I'm like, well, I did die. And I'm doing better than you are. So...
Don't be mean, he has brain damage.
Though you have had to navigate rubble during your trip to the Primus Way, what sits before you is unlike the collapsed streets and crumbled buildings that you've seen before. Dominating your field of vision is a dark beige mound. It's just made of all sorts of stuff. There's bits of metal, there's bits of stone, and you can see there's a green banner that has been covered completely in dust. That's kind of hidden amongst all of the other stuff. And there's beds lying in the street. There is pots and pans that have just fallen, and the site spreads out even beyond the end of the gear, as parts of this building have the tower was so tall that it has fallen off of the land and is just hanging suspended flatly in the air.
No, I don't know that much about the culture here on Mechanus. I don't think that's where those things go traditionally.
I'm gonna.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Bestow your wisdom.
Do you do that in character?
It's a little bit of blood.
It's the blood burst.
We should probably... I don't think we can go around. Easily. We could just go over it.
Would you guys like to make a perception check or anything? Or
Like to make a
is there something that in particular that you're looking for?
Far away that are non-brain damaged.
You're certainly able for it.
Yes.
That perception is a 15.
Okay. Is there something you're looking for though?
I'm looking for a way across that hopefully is not too hard to navigate, seeing as...
Yes.
You don't have to point.
This is I got a 25 dance.
Okay. Nice. That's a
You
good idea.
can't do it when you get a 26. You can't do it when you get a 24.
Only if it's
Okay, I've got a 25 dance. So
Add that to the merch.
Yeah, that's a merch.
Erdan and Urani, you guys are looking around, and Maya, I assume you're just keeping an eye on.
Keeping them up, right?
Yeah, so I'd put the needle right here. And, if you had psychic, I know, if you were psychic like Urani, what kind of psychic would you be?
I was gonna say, are you asking me what would I do if I had psychic abilities?
No. This is between me and mine.
So you two have looked around, and
Yeah, we're busy being adults.
Erdan,
Alright, we'll continue this conversation later.
You two are adults. I'm on babysitting.
you spot what might be considered a kind of opening. It is over the side of the abyss. There are stones that are so close together you could feasibly step on them, and there is nothing blocking at least your view. There's no debris or anything that's blocking your view to the other side of the gear.
Does it look like a horse could fit through?
It's going to be tight.
It's a horse hole.
We can just walk. We'll just walk.
No, I'm just saying that if it's going to require any amount of dexterity to get from stone to stone, it might be
Well,
better
if
if I
you
carry
fall
Kate
off,
out.
you're just gonna fall to the bottom because of the centralized gravity, right?
No.
No? Okay.
In the ether, if you fall, you're going to fall until you're suspended in air.
Well, that's fine. You wanted the bottom.
But then does that still have the same, you still would take,
No, but I'm still.
No, there's no
But I would
damage.
be very far down.
There's no
Yeah,
damage.
no,
you're
it
just
would be
gonna
really
you're just
bad.
gonna fall
I'm just
until
I can just be a horse and we can
Just
tie you
gonna
onto me.
Just tie me onto you regular.
I don't think...
Just drag
I
me.
can carry you.
Yeah, so in the Mechanus, if you fall, this is a good note. If anything falls, it falls until it stops falling, and it's just hanging in the air. There's no, and you can actually swim through the air. But also, it's kind of dangerous because getting up is you're kind of stuck on the area you're. So that's your note on your Mechanus lore, is you can swim through the air. Okay.
That one wasn't in character. No, it was.
No. And Urani, you're looking around and you
That was
spot...
a decision you made.
You spot a...
It's the sign of brain damage. That's the verbs.
The blood burst specifically.
The brain
It's
burst.
you're trying to relieve the pressure in your head.
It's when you've got a brain hemorrhage and all the blood coalesces into vapor.
So, Urani, you're looking around, and it seems there's a side alleyway that is relatively clear of debris.
Okay. There's a side alleyway that we can take. That's
Horse-sized?
is it a horse size?
Hey, do you think I could fall off the side of this and be fine?
No.
No.
You sure?
Which one of these routes would be better for a horse?
The alleyway would be tight. It's only about 4 feet wide, but you could pass a horse through it easier than you could if you were, like, on the stones. Because the horse, if anything were on the back of the horse, it would have to duck if you're going over the air.
Mm.
Because the way that it is there's like a hole in the tower.
Just tie him flat onto the horse.
There's a hole in the tower that perfectly kind of is like just wide enough for about 7 foot tall things to pass.
Just wide enough for my slight frame.
My slight orc frame.
I'm not that big. I'm only 6'2".
Okay.
I'm not, only like as tall as my dad.
The way is yours. If you want to go take a risk, go
So,
ahead.
Okay, so I'm
Just
gonna turn
looking
into
over
a
the
horse.
edge.
okay. So are we taking...
Are we all on board with that? Should we vote on it?
I'm looking on the edge, and you can clearly see me doing calculations.
I am in the process of like tying some weighted object to the edge. Around you. It's a lasso.
That wouldn't work.
Can you make a dex
How
check?
is it gonna like
What?
crack
Yeah,
out
that's
around
a
me?
thing. Like,
Wait, is it?
It's
Yes.
a bolo. That's a bolo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make a
That
dex
hurt.
check to make the Kato bolo?
Oh boy.
So, would you rather...
22.
you have him on a fucking like one of those fucking kid
Child
backpack leashes.
So-
I jump off the edge and you snap my neck and kill me.
No, it's fine. Wait.
Yeah. So
You're not a cow.
So you grab several pieces of fist-sized rubble, and you tie them around, making sure there's a cloth so you don't injure our Kato.
Yes.
And you,
More.
and it spins around and neatly kind of does itself up in a knot behind Kato.
Oh.
So you now have the Kato.
Why do you do that?
It's just...
D-floor.
D-floor.
I found another.
Wow.
Wait.
I'm on it.
Why is this?
Just
Alright,
in case.
so you're gonna turn into a horse and
Can't fault you for
So
that.
are we taking the... I'm guessing did you tell me about the air route or no?
It doesn't seem like I could get across it very well as a horse, so I'm just not going to share that information.
Great. So let's go the alley route then.
Alright.
Could you like lift Kata? I'm going to turn into a horse in a couple seconds, and then I'm not going to be able to talk. So can you just like
Can you
give him a
could
boost?
Could you lift me?
Kato,
Yeah.
just stand, straddle your legs.
I'll just lay on the ground and turn into a horse.
It's not like it's just all at once.
You can never have children.
I felt whiplash.
You just get fucking like rocketed into the air. It's like when like one person jumps on the other side of a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So are you doing that, or are we talking about you doing that?
Is that something
Is
that's
this
happening?
a good point? Okay, first.
That's a very good...
I
That's a
don't
good
think it's.
plan.
I don't think it's gonna comically knock him into the air.
Wait,
It might
so
jump- it might
you are
jostle
laying on the
you.
ground between my legs, and I'm just like.
Okay, I turned into a horse.
I imagine that you can control how fast
Slow-
you turn.
slow your horse speed.
It's the dawn of realization.
Your
I have to watch all of my bones snapping into place as I turn into a
your
horse.
arms and legs turn into horse hooves.
It's just a horse hoof monster.
Half Erdan, half horse.
Half horse.
but not in a centaur way.
Yeah.
In a weird, creepy way.
Could you stay half transformed if you want?
I don't know, could I?
With intense mental concentration, you can be half horse, half fairy.
Free me.
Okay, I turn into a horse.
Great. So you're going through the alleyway?
I lead
Yeah.
the way.
Alright.
Yeah, you lead the way.
And can you please tie Kato
Yes.
to the horse?
I
So-
use the rope to tie him.
So you guys are walking down the alleyway, and there is some rustling. There's bricks rustling.
Like,
Bricks wrestling?
Yeah, there's like,
Okay.
yeah, it's like the the
There's
the
bricks
sound of like
rustling.
stone. Someone's
Mhm.
moving, digging through stone.
The wind
We
blows
just-
through the bricks.
I pull out course.
Yeah.
I'm a horse.
And there's a small cloud of dust at the end of the
I
At the end
ninny.
of the
I
hallway.
winnie.
you Winnie. And there's just whistling.
It's
Like,
alright.
and there's clanging of pots and pans kind of moving around.
It's
And-
a Disney. It's a dwarf for
The,
Snow White and Seven
the
Dwarfs.
dust settles, but you still can't see as if there's some other kind of layer of
Is this
smoke.
No, I can't
It's
cast
the
spells on a
weapon
horse.
guy.
It's the weapon guy.
Wait, is he like coming towards us at all?
Oh no, you just see
Yeah,
a
is
cloud
it
of
getting
you just
louder?
see like a cloud of smoke,
Okay,
and there's
I
just
am
like
gonna
cheery whistling
try
at the
to
end
say
of the
Weapons
route.
guy.
What?
I think it's the weapons guy.
I also think it's
Okay,
weapons guy.
so but it is at the end of the route. So we're
It's
gonna
at the end of the route.
Okay, so I'm gonna get out of there and then turn. First, can you please get the huge orc off of me
I can get
before
off.
I
He's
turn into
I
a
can
Wait,
get off,
wait.
horsey.
What if? Okay,
Yeah.
listen.
Do you want me to
Why
get
don't I
off?
Maya and I go ahead and see if there's another branching off way. If we can possibly, like, if the alley splits off in a different direction, which we could then go in, and if it's a big issue, we'll just scream. And if it's not a big issue, then we'll just tell you to come.
When a horse nods, does it still mean yes?
Yes, it does.
Do
When
they
the,
know?
it does when the horse is Erdan.
Okay, I don't want to do that. I'm getting off now.
No, you stay on the horse.
Please stay on
So you're
my
getting-
What? No, we're
I'm getting off the. I'm gonna attempt to get off the horse.
Please make a dexterity.
You are tied to
Yeah,
the
wait,
horse.
you're tied to the horse.
Tied to the horse.
All right. Well, I'm still trying to get off the
Yeah,
horse.
it's a DC 14 DF
Okay.
because you have to
With the-
And
I got a 7. I fully like. Oh.
The ropes just like spin, so now you're just laying upside, like you're on the belly of the
Oh,
horse.
I'm gonna pull that horse over. How heavy is a horse? Because I'm quite big.
it's quite heavy.
Okay.
Depending on
So you're wiggling against your
The thing about
bonds.
horses is that they're always bigger than you think they are.
They're
Let me out. Let me out.
you're like,
No, just stay
You're
on
like
the
fucking.
horse.
You're like Odysseus
I'm just like Odysseus.
getting out of that cave. You know?
Good reference that everyone will get.
Thank you. I thought it was pretty accessible.
Yeah, no. Well, I got it.
Thanks.
I'm kind of smart. I've read the Odyssey.
Kind of erudite.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to struggle out of my bonds.
the struggle does not work, and you see Maya and Urani head toward the end of the alley.
Hey.
We'll be back in a moment. Just stay out of trouble and don't get off the horse.
Your arms are bound up in the rope now, so you're like you're
I
sitting in the horse,
Mhm.
and you've got
am
your
very upset about this
and your arms are
development.
like in your
Oh, but now
hips.
I'm on top of him. I turned back into a person.
You're not on top. You didn't flip him.
I thought that he was on my belly like Odysseus.
No,
No.
no, he's just like got his
Oh, that was
arms.
just a goof.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, he grabs on me.
I'm struggling and I just.
So your hands are now bound by your own magic.
Well.
Okay, I am gonna lay down.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna roll over on my side. And then I'm gonna turn back into a person.
You're gonna give Kato a knowing glance as you turn back into a person.
Yeah, because the thing is that I don't
So
want
you're
him
okay.
to just land on top of me, but also I don't want to like butt him off.
So you're laid down on the ground and you're
Oh.
tied up. Now you are tied up.
I'm gonna move as slowly as possible,
Okay. So you're on.
so as not to startle him.
You're lying flat on the floor, and you're not lying next to a horse. You're lying next to Erdan, but you're still tied up.
Okay, I'm gonna cut the ropes.
No,
Okay.
don't untie
I'm like one of those old tired
Can I
dogs that
untie?
is just lying with their face on the ground, and I'm just like,
Can I untie the knot?
Sure. You don't have to. You just untie the knot.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
I'm gonna go
complicated.
check out that dust cloud.
We're already checking it out.
We
We're ahead of you.
Yeah.
Someone needs to babysit, please.
No, someone needs to babysit him.
You're
Yeah,
not in
but
the rope
me
anymore.
and this dude are chill. I'm gonna like lasso him and just
Oh,
like
no.
tie him to a pole or something. Be like, okay, stay in this vicinity.
Kato on Pareto.
alright. This is cruel. This is cruel and unusual.
People with brain injuries don't get to go into the dust cloud.
I'm fine.
Okay, so you guys have charged through the smoke, and by the time you break through the barrier, it's completely gone. The smoke is gone. There's no one there.
Okay. I just shrug, like, okay, crazy people, good to know.
Does one of you want to
I go back, I still keep him tied, like, around the waist, I just grab the rope and
we doing this? Alright.
Yes, because we don't want you to wander off and fall off the
I
cliff.
didn't tie it.
dust.
I would like it to be known. I didn't tie it around his waist. It's tied like a harness for safety.
Child learn. All right.
But if he falls, I don't want him to break his back.
Kato,
That's not
What?
do you want me? If I untie this rope, you have to promise you will not wander off. You will not go inspecting something and falling off a cliff.
Well, obviously, if I was gonna do that, I wouldn't plan on falling off a cliff. So why would I tell you that?
Because earlier I saw you looking off a cliff.
I wouldn't fall, but fall was the wrong word because I wouldn't hit anything.
Yeah,
I would just be
you
That's
sitting
not
on the
still
ground.
fall.
It would blow.
It would be more like a jump.
Okay, well,
Doesn't.
the point still stands. You promise you will be careful.
If he stopped treating me like a baby. I'm a full-grown man. I'm a knight of the Crimson Order.
And
I've been knighted. I'm the most noble person here. I have the highest nobility. I think. Was Erdan some kind of secret king?
I untie the rope.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Comment.
Okay, I never asked you this at the end of the last session. Do I remember anything since the whole?
No.
Nope.
No memories. Just that you need to go home and you know where home is.
Yay. Well, I may be more nobility. We don't know.
You want to do a bet?
What? Are you saying you want to do a bet of who's more noble? Of course I'll do a bet.
Okay.
What's the bet? What are the terms of the bet? I need to know.
If by the time we reach your home, within a day of reaching your home, if we don't find out that you're more noble, that you have a higher noble status than I do, I get. How much gold do you have?
At the moment, 72.
Okay, I get 5 gold.
I think a week.
Well,
3 days.
We're not
3 days is a good.
3 days.
Okay.
No, we're all together still. We're still walking down the path. We're
Oh,
just
yeah.
talking while we're walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we find out that I am more noble than you
Within 3 days of reaching your home,
within 3 days of reaching my home,
Nice work.
then I pay you 5 gold.
no,
What?
Turn into a
Well, then I'm
horse.
gonna change mine.
you owe me a favor.
That is not necessarily the equivalent. Is it a favor that is equivalent to 5 gold?
Yes.
Yeah. Do I have to like do
It is
your
a
laundry?
favor that
Or
is
do I have,
equivalent
or
to
do I
5
have a
gold.
blood debt? Alright.
I'm not saying a blood debt. I'm saying I haven't thought of something really embarrassing.
I already
to
gave
make
all
you.
my blood debts away.
I haven't thought of something really embarrassing to make you do, and I still have to think of it.
It's like SpongeBob.
Alright.
When
All
the
right.
line of people he sold his soul to.
Deal.
Having made your way across.
I make exclusively
I'm not
highbrow
gonna shake your
references.
You have to shake my hand. It's not an actual deal unless you shake my hand.
Are you saying I'm not a man of my word?
I'm not saying you're not a man of your word, but you still have to shake my hand. That's how deals work.
Do you have like a buzzer on there?
What is a buzzer?
Oh, never mind.
Alright. My hands are very grody and covered in blood and sweat and dirt
And
You're
viscera.
acting like mine
and
aren't.
viscera. Yeah, there's a lot of viscera in there.
You haven't washed your hands in a good long while.
I haven't
None
washed my hands
of
in,
us have.
like 2 weeks.
My hands are clean. I have magic.
Nice.
My hands are still really gross, probably with my own blood on them, so.
Oh, my hands have gotta have so many scars on them.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Your calluses are.
I can't feel anything.
Okay.
Now we have that deal. Should I write that down?
I already wrote it down.
Thank you.
Having made your way across the once bustling trading post, you're met with a thin corridor of gears that passes between other massive cogs that are actually vertical. The walkway is only large enough for 2 abreast, and it is covered in shadow. Stealthy.
Smooth.
I tried to get it away from the microphone.
You have
that's fine.
expertise in stealth and 20 dexterity.
Okay.
or what?
The walkway is only large enough for 2 abreast, and it is covered in shadow from the gears that flank it. There's something compelling you to file yourselves in a neat and orderly fashion to follow this pathway, as if you're reaching the heart of law and order.
Great.
As if.
We're off to see.
Dum dum dum.
I'm gonna say this out of character, but we're off to see the Primus, the wonderful
The
Primus
Primus
of
of
Mechanus.
Because.
Those are the wonderful things he does. I'm gonna put you all to sleep in a poppy field so I can go jump off a Kong. I'm gonna send my pretties after you.
So I think what's our marching order? We have to go in a straight orderly fashion. We have
I'll stand with.
Okay, Kato's in the middle.
Kato's in the
Kato
middle.
needs like a healthy cushion.
Eeny, mo. I just invented that. It's called eeny mo.
Alright, Ronnie, do you want to take front tactic?
Do I have
I'll
brain
take-
damage?
Yeah.
Yes.
How's
Yes. Yeah, you do.
What is
but
my brain looking like?
It's
Can
out.
you see it?
Do I have? Do you know if an herbalism kit contains any form of anything that could be used as bandages?
You got an herbalism kit?
Yeah.
I mean, it might have
You
some
could-
cloth in it or something.
That's good.
It's not like you're gonna get a real bandage in there.
Take
No,
theirs
it's
from
fine.
that. Take the.
I already put a poultice on it, didn't I?
You
Yeah.
could, yeah.
I
You
just-
could, you
it
could make
just
a.
smells like really bad.
You can make a hell of a poultice.
I just
It's biochemical.
I just take it and I lightly put it on his head, sort of
Like
like some
a
sort of a
bandana.
like a bandana, some sort of bandage.
Alright.
Just so there's a barrier.
So there's some barrier.
I can. How are you doing on hit points?
I have 44 hit points.
Okay, you're fine.
He's fully just has brain
Yeah.
damage.
I just have brain damage. It's fine.
Or
So-
just majorly concussed.
You guys are walking along,
Probably both.
and you're walking by, and the gears have given way to a huge factory, similar to the one that you entered the campus in which there are modrons being created, duotrons, the little circled monodrons.
I try to sit on one.
Oh,
No,
yeah, you
I
can't.
no.
It's all moving above your head. You're seeing them being poured into molds and hammered into place. You're seeing them being with their little arms being screwed on. They're like, they're getting pressed on their head.
Are
You
they
see
like
their arm-
sentient right now?
No. You can see him. You can see him like coming alive.
They're just screaming.
I will grapple you with the meat hook.
I mean, you can't get to them,
Okay. You
Good.
keep going.
but there is a small pair of 4 monodrones.
I try to sit on
I'm
one.
I am actually grabbing you.
There's
We're not
a pair,
doing this.
there's a pair of monodrones. There are 2 little circle guys, and they're walking along, and they stop and they look up at you. What is the nature of your business here?
Would like to sit.
No, that is not.
I pull out the
Summons.
cube, the
A
summons,
summons.
Okay.
and hand it to them.
You see their little arms reach up and like.
Can I make a history check real quick?
Yes.
I want to know. I want to remember some parenting tips that I learned from my father, who is not a very good dad, but he wasn't my real dad, but it's whatever. Okay. I got a 12.
Okay.
I just want to remember things about children that try to act out to seek attention.
Oh no.
Okay. You remember that the best way to deal with them is to apologize profusely. And
Apologize to them or apologize to the people?
to the people, and inform them that your child is simply mentally challenged.
Oh my god! My dad's, man.
You said he wasn't a good dad.
My dad was so wise.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I bow. I am so sorry. My friend here is heavily concussed.
I asked permission. I don't see what the problem
I
is.
go up to them and say, they are not heavily concussed.
What is the nature of your summons?
Hey,
The nature of the
listen,
summons
alright?
is that they tried to sit on a...
I thought I could hitch a ride.
Do not, alright. Yorani and I are a team. You cannot try to break us apart, alright? We work together.
Can I reach his head?
What are you gonna
I punch
gonna
him
kill
in the
me.
face.
No!
Do it.
Not
You can
Stop.
certainly,
I just like kind of reach like the bottom of his
yeah,
chin.
it's like,
It's like an uppercut, but just because that's the only place I can reach.
Can I
Okay.
catch the fist?
Hey,
yeah, make a
no,
dex
let her
check.
do it.
Dex check.
Let her try.
Or are we doing
Will-
contested dexterity?
yes, contest dexterity, please.
16.
13.
Alright, you grasp Erdan's fist and it slides through your greasy hands.
Wash your hands.
And
Okay.
Whoa!
I just go,
It's right in the chin.
stop it!
Oh, the Modrons have already left.
Did they take the summons with them?
No, they like put it back on the floor and kind of walk.
Okay, let's...
Follow. Follow.
Are they going down?
They've gone the opposite way.
Okay, we are going to the Primus. We are going to not cause any problems. On the way to the Primus,
I've never caused a problem.
I am looking at both of you.
He's the problem.
I mean, this is classic middle child syndrome.
What are you up to?
I'm an only child.
I swear to God, if either of you, and I pull out the meat hook, act out, you do not want to know where this is going.
I will turn this party around.
Oh my god. Jesus. Okay.
If either of you act out, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know if I can actually do this. I will mind control you, and I will force you to walk the rest of the way there, not in your own senses. And I don't know if either of you want that.
Hear that, Erdan? She's gonna compromise our free will. What a good person.
I never said
You
I
said you
was.
were
Now
a
let's
team.
go. And I start walking, whether they're coming or
Alright.
That
not.
was before she tried to mind control. Threatened.
So you start walking. And it's a pretty uneventful walk. After the argument, everyone's kind of butthurt. And as you're walking, you realize that the floor beneath you is made of small little gears that are each kind of like spinning
Oh.
in various speeds. And you see kind of like the way gives lit, so you're just walking on this like side-by-side bridge with two railings, and you can see there's a cog with mounds of what looks like Modron bodies. It's just like mounds and mounds of them, and you can see there's a Modron ship overhead with a flame cannon that's like shooting down on the bodies, and there's just a river of molten metal that's kind of like shooting down.
I guess that's how they get
This
rid
is
of the dead
Modron
ones.
Mordor, guys.
I guess that's how they get rid of the dead ones.
Aren't they sentient?
That's pretty
I mean,
cool.
they look dead.
And there's quadrons kind of flying around overhead. They got the little wing, they're little rectangle guys, and they got the wings flapping around. And two of them come down to fly like your eye level.
What is this dishonorable ass death for these
What-
little robot men?
What is the nature of your business here?
I once again present the summons key.
So they put their bow on one of them puts their bow on their back and takes it in their little metal hand, and you can see the rectangle prism is scrutinizing this little tiny smaller rectangle prism, and it's just looking at it. Provide date and proof of your summons.
That is the proof of the summons.
And the other one kind of flaps over and taps on it, and then the hologram comes up. I apologize, this one is defective. What is the
This
nature?
guy's a good parent.
What is the nature of your summons?
They sat on a motor.
Acknowledged.
Trying to be efficient.
Continue on, and the two of them kind of like start flying and
And I.
drop the cube into your hand, Maya. And
Thank you.
Gee,
Let's go.
little metal cherubs.
all right.
I just reach up very just like on
So-
the shoulder.
As you keep walking, you're still walking on this completely flat, very interesting path, and there's a flying library. When I say flying, I mean the shelves are probably 40 feet wide by, like, you can't even see the end of them. Hundreds of feet long. And there are ships sailing between the aisles. Like, Modron ships sailing between the aisles, picking out, like, books and stuff.
Maya, are you gonna want some alone time here? You want some privacy?
And it's just
You want a
wall.
sock?
You can just see, like, there's about, it's big enough so a ship can pass through right next to you. So it's about like 80 feet wide, the gap between the air and the library shelving. But there are ships kind of flying by, and Modrons are like getting books and scrolls and various other things.
I would offer if you wanted to take a book, but that would probably be another reason to be in court.
It's really far out.
Yes.
I mean, I can handle it.
No. I am sorry, otherwise I would very much say grab a book.
And there are
So far out.
There are a bunch of Modrons. There's a very long one, like a long rectangle, and its center is actually, it's like got the front of a face. It's got 8 legs. It's kind of like a centipede, but the top of it is recessed, and you can see it's full of books and like manuscripts and italics. Scuttling along beside you.
What a
Can I
friend.
roll
And
to
it stopped. Oh yeah, you
Can I roll to see if it would be illegal to take a book?
Yeah.
Do I need to roll for that, or?
No, it would be illegal. Your sense of overwhelming law and order demands
That
that
must
you do
have been
not
so
steal anything.
loud on the capture.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we really can.
Yeah, we'll top the mic out. It's
I'm
fine.
very sorry. I know this is like
I
the
want
West.
to, but it's not a good idea.
Theft is wrong.
Some of us.
Theft
Some
is
of
wrong.
us know that we shouldn't do things.
Sick.
Y'all,
Sick burn.
you are all very dear to my heart.
There aren't any laws in the woods where I grew up, so.
There aren't any laws in the land where we grew up.
There aren't any
Good
laws
point.
in the multiple places.
Well, there's a
Well,
law
there's
here.
law. That's
There's
like
law
the
here.
whole thing.
So
There
the
are
centipede
laws.
Modron stops.
Hello, fellow traveler.
Hi. Please provide what is your purpose on the Modron way today?
We're here to go to court. Can you just go ahead and tell all the other Modrons, since you all really want to know?
We've been stopped a few times.
Yeah, are you not like a hive? I assumed you were a hive mind.
Sadly, that information has not made it up to the chain of command yet. So as of right now, we need to continually verify that is what your purpose is. Can you please provide date and proof of your science?
You
It
gotta
looks
click
at
it.
Once
the.
again.
Okay, it looks at the cube.
Pro tip, you gotta click it. I click it.
Alright.
It's like looking up. And you can see its 8 legs are still on the ground. It has no
Ah.
arms.
Let's hold it. Yeah.
So
it's
you
just-
press it, and the little whirling kind of water comes up, and there's the bronze mask on it, and it just says you've been summoned to the Primus for your trespass against the laws of the Mechanus. And the little water statue kind of swirls back down into the bronze cage, and then
I just feel like it's a little bit of an overreaction.
Hey, buddy. Little. Can I call you bud? Is that okay?
Do you have a name?
Modron? Is your name Modron?
it's just blinking.
Okay.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep talking.
Its little eyes are blinking.
Is the water guy Primus?
Um,
I am unsure.
I do have.
Alright,
I have a
thanks.
very strange question for you. Are we allowed to borrow books? I don't know if that would be considered stealing or not. I'm talking we borrow, and then when we get to the Primus, we return it, and then it can be returned to its proper place here.
Books must be checked out on the Mechanus library. though it is not available to those on probation.
We have probation.
Well, that
Yes.
sucks.
You forgot the N at the end.
Probation, I believe is
Probation.
Right.
Alright, let's go.
I'm sorry, can I try?
This is a lot like, you know, I was reading
Library should be.
Lavore of Dane.
Yeah.
This is a lot like that. It's like a little fairy tale where we meet a bunch of little guys and they're all gonna come to help us in the end. Probably.
I hope they do.
Alright, so as
I'd
you,
love to see Little Centipede again.
as you head deeper and deeper into the Clockwork core, the narrow path begins to widen until it spans several hundred yards across. The reason for the width change appears before your eyes, manifesting as a massive bronze gate, forged out of a multitude of bronze shapes, each making no sense, yet coalescing to make more sense than you've ever known. The wall has no apparent battlements, yet near the base of it there are two octagons, both sporting gleaming white eyes with purple-black pupils and completely neutral faces.
I just walk and say, hello, is this the Primus?
I'm just gonna present the cube, press the button.
Good, old faithful.
The two, you just see their eyes kind of move down to the cube. They're literally built into the walls.
I did a crime. Let me in.
We cannot let you in without suitable examination. First, please enter one at a time for examination.
Examination?
Examination.
Okay.
What does this examination entail?
Medical examination of each entrance of the Primus is required.
Oh, it's
Oh
medical.
no.
Maybe his brain damage will be fixed.
I'm gonna get kicked out.
No, if anything, they'd fix it.
So
This is
a
ableism.
small door. You could see the door seam between the two octagons,
Mm-hmm.
but actually a gateway kind of like falls open between the door frame. So you see the door seam, but the door doesn't open. It like kind of gives away. And
Okay.
it's just large enough for one person to pass through.
That's right.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay, I'll go
Right.
probably last.
Kato should not be last. That's
I will go last.
So Maya, you go into the.
I turn into a spider and I climb up.
No,
Maya's shoulder.
no, we are not. You turn into a spider and I go, no. Back into person.
I just scramble through.
No,
Okay, so
can I
you're
try to
running
grab?
through the gate. All right, so
Can
and you run through the gate, and you see the bronze octagons rotate and face on the other side. Latent disease,
Oh no.
gangrenous wounds upon the head. All right, who's next?
Am I with Kato?
No, you're you.
You're.
oh.
Oh, okay. I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
yeah.
I'll enter.
All right, Maya, you walk through.
Yeah,
It's
with
just
wounds on
it's
the
about
spider
2
head.
foot thick barrier of this bronzish iron metal.
Pretty thick.
And the octodrons are facing on the other side, and they look at you. Infection of the blood, overactive mind.
You're fucking court diagnosed ADHD.
Alright,
Kato?
it's Kato time. That's my catchphrase.
It is Kato time.
It's Kato time. Actually, Erdan says that whenever they transform into an animal. They don't say it's Erdan time.
It's
It's
Kato
It's Kato time because I turn into animals mostly to carry you.
Yeah. It's fucking. Alright.
Alright, so you stumble your way through, and the octodrons turn to
Okay,
face
I walk very good.
Okay.
I walk very good and I only trip a few times.
Yep. So you kind of stumble your way through on the completely smooth floor, and the
My
octodrons turn.
shoelaces.
You just see, you see them on the other side of the gate, and they say, severe brain trauma, low plasma content.
That's not true. Alright, I'm gonna go. On.
Last and certainly least.
What?
Last and certainly least.
Did I say that?
No, that's just my barb ear.
Alright.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
I walk through.
Parasitic infection, failing memory.
Yeah, I know. And then I keep going.
So you guys keep going,
You
and
got, like worms or something?
I'll tell you later.
the octodrons quickly stop. like they're just sitting in the wall. Remain here. Your envoy will arrive shortly.
Okay, I turn
Thank
back
you.
into a person, I guess. No, I'm gonna stay a spider, actually.
Okay. So y'all are
We're
just
gonna ride
sitting
this one out.
Where's Erdan?
How
I
big
can
is
It's like a
this spider?
tarantula, probably.
Where?
Alright.
So
I
after,
like get
wow,
it's kind
nice.
of like
Yeah, I climb up onto your shoulder.
Oh no!
Kato,
it's alright.
Erdan turned
It's
into a
alright.
spider.
This is Erdan.
This is Erdan.
I do like,
Just wave away.
So after waiting in front of the totally neutral faces, they swing out of your view, and it allows
I
you to
don't crawl into your hand.
and it allows you to see into the area beyond the gate.
I tap it though.
Beyond the wall, there lies a seemingly nonsensical layout of streets, with buildings hanging over them and each jutting out into the way. No way is straight, with each one spiraling off at odd angles, and littered with short, over-detailed stairways that rise only a few feet from where the street level is. In the doorway, like right in front of you guys, there's a person with completely symmetrical face and bronzish skin. Their features are flat and squarish, with gleaming green eyes suspended in the perfect center of their face.
You guys ever seen that painting of the stairs?
Of the what?
The stairs.
No.
The stairs?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm a spider.
It's
You just. What do you?
Yeah, I'm
do
just like-
the spider equivalent of nod.
It's got the stairs that are going in all the different directions, and they don't make any sense.
I have no idea what.
I'm saying that this is sort of similar to that.
Like a labyrinth.
I look to the faceless creature. I'm like, are you the envoy?
I am the envoy. I'm here to take you to your court trial. If you'll follow me and not stray from the way, we'll be there very shortly.
Ooh.
Thank you
Being
very
a spider,
much.
I mean, I probably shouldn't defend myself in court.
It's quite
This is better.
humanoid in appearance.
Mm-hmm.
They put
And,
a
it
the
folds-
spider on court.
It neatly folds its hands behind its back, like lower back, and begins to walk through the city. And it's going up and down these staircases and winding around the strange paths. It goes into a tower, and you are passing through this completely empty tower that is a bridge. And you can see there are more bridges kind of crisscrossing all over these open skyways. And there's a few people that are also being escorted. There's a human male who seems to be carrying his arms overburdened with books. There's a blue kobold walking around with another envoy, and he is it has wire-framed glasses. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just a little dork dude.
Yeah, just a little dork.
Oh, I love him. Can
And
we adopt him?
He's kind of dressed up in nice kobold clothes.
Oh, he's a little librarian.
And there's an orc woman who is also dressed up in her finest, walking with a crutch.
I nod. I give her a nod.
Okay.
Just.
Does she nod back?
I mean, I didn't say that. I'm a spider.
Oh yeah.
Does Senpai notice me?
No.
No, we saw you turn into a spider.
but you do
No,
see-
no. I mean, I don't say that she's sexy out loud. I'm a
Oh.
spider.
But you do
Unless
see.
we're still mind linked.
Guys.
Oh, it's fine.
We got the crust on.
Debate.
We got the good crust on.
You see the envoy turn around and kind of give you a flat glance.
Okay.
As you're walking around, does anyone make a perception check to see what the city is laid out like?
I'll make a
But
perception
yeah.
check. Also, should
Do I have spider stats?
No.
bad 4.
22.
Okay.
Ooh. Got that one.
Nice.
I got a 5.
You're the only one who can see. I'm just looking straight ahead like I'm not.
Alright.
Nope.
So,
That's
Erdan,
a good character.
you're wandering along, and you almost run into the sign for the Association of Anvil Safety.
Hey, I'm not walking. I'm walking on my.
Yeah. Alright. So you look around and you almost get hit by the sign for the Association of Anvil Safety, which is a very large, flat-looking building.
Ass.
It's just yes.
Ass.
Kato, you're casting your glance around and you find the small but lovingly kept up office of stamp veracity. It's got a nice little garden in front of it.
I like this place.
Wait, office of
Stamp veracity.
It's like how hard you should stamp something. Veracity is like.
what is it?
Veracity is truthfulness.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
seeing if stamps are real or not.
Okay.
OVS?
OVS.
OBS, yes.
OBS.
Or OSB.
OSB.
Maya, you find not only the Whetstone Quality Department, but the Trade Deeds Office.
Wow.
And Urani, you're looking around trying to spot anything interesting, and you find the Chaos Department, which is it's just a stall.
Yeah.
Just a stall.
Well, it's a stall, and then it's like spread out onto the rest of the street. So, yes, you have spotted the Office of Stamp Veracity. Of course, a very important office to find.
Crucial.
You have wandered your way through the Chaos Department, which has no building of its own, but is rather a collection of stalls that sit in the middle of the street. And the office work splays out front and back, and it's just a general nuisance.
Can I pick up one of the what does the office work look like? What
It's
does the
just,
papers look like?
so you reach down, you pick up a sheet of paper, and it's just like nonsense symbols. It's not even
Doodles?
it's not a language. It's not
Everyone
like
in
drawings
the
or anything.
entire office just doodles during meetings.
Wow.
It's just like scratches.
I try to
and,
set it down exactly where it was.
You set it down exactly where it was, and it shifts over like 5 inches.
No, you can't.
It shifts over again.
That's the point. The point is that it's chaotic.
Right, Kato.
Kato,
Kato. Come on.
I like
And
this.
as you
It
turn
reminds me of
around,
home.
As you turn around, it shifts right back to where it was.
Stamp paper.
Curse you, Chaos Department.
Yeah.
I like this. It reminds me of home.
So we had the Office of Stamp Veracity. We had the Anvil Association, the Association of Anvil Safety. And we also had the Trade Deeds Office, which you had passed. And what was the last? It was the Whetstone. It was the Whetstone.
I'm gonna reach down and take one of the chaos papers.
You try to like. All right, why don't you make a dex check? Try to take
Alright.
this paper.
It's like incredibly slippery
It's like
for no reason.
it's like
Okay, dexterity, same throw check.
same.
Okay.
Your life depends on it.
Really good. 23.
All right, so it's just like trying to get out of your hands, and you crumple into a ball and jam it in your pocket. So we'll have to check later to see if it's there.
Okay.
We'll have to see if it's there later on.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be if I think it is. The important thing is to, you have to reverse psychology yourself.
When you need it, but do not want it.
Yeah.
That's when it's there. When you want it, but you don't need it.
It's when I don't want it or need it. It's I try to take something out and I take out the paper.
Okay.
It says,
So you do have
fuck
the
you.
Yeah,
You
it's like
have
when
the-
you're digging through your pockets and all you can find is receipts.
gum wrappers.
It
So you do have the sheaf of chaos paper. If you want to add that to
Great,
it.
chaos paper.
And as you guys make your way through the various offices of the Primus, your escort abruptly stops at the end of the street, at a building that looks like a small stadium. The circular building rises about 30 feet up, with gaps in the walls that allow this yellow light to stream out it and onto the street. There are no doors in the opulent entranceway, only a glassy barrier that you can't, opaque, that you can't really pierce.
Not that fancy, then they couldn't even afford doors.
But as soon as you get about 50 feet within the building, the barrier begins to fade until you can just see it on through.
It is fancy.
And the escort stops, a very swift, abrupt stop, and it points a perfectly proportioned arm toward the entranceway, which is now just yellow light is just coming out of this entranceway.
Thank you very much. I hope that you have a good day.
Oh, you have a concussion, buddy. Oh, the bright light.
Are you turning back into a human? Or, no.
No, she says this is a spider.
I'm gonna. You know what?
Are you
I'm
saying?
gonna
Are you trying to say something?
You know what I'm gonna do really quickly? I'm going to the mind meld thing.
Yeah.
With Erdan.
Okay.
Can I do it with more than one person?
That would require a little bit more strength.
Fucking conference call.
Conference call of people in my brain.
People in my brain.
the people in my brain.
Give me those pork rinds.
And not in an edgy way.
The people in my brain are real and they are also in bodies.
JK, mental illness isn't edgy.
So I roll the psionic talent die.
Yes.
What do you,
It's how long you're connected with them.
that's how long you're connected. If I wanted to do
Is it bigger now? Now that you're 5th level?
Should be.
at 5th level is
I thought it was D6.
it's a
Okay,
D8
then.
at 5th level.
Nice.
So I have D8, then to D6, then to D4. So I want to try and do it with all 3 of us before we go in, preferably.
You just talk.
Yeah, I'm the only one who can't talk.
I see you holding your fingers to your head. Are you trying to do something?
Give me a moment. I can make like a little, all of us talking in my head, so we can say things to one another without actually saying things, and thus make us look more sure of ourselves, which might be helpful in court.
Man, psychics surprise me every day.
I also surprise myself.
Damn mind people.
Would you be okay with that? I know you can't answer because you are a spider.
It might be tough for you.
Yeah, his brain's kind of fucked up. I don't know if you want to be in there.
Okay, do you want in?
Sure.
Okay, do you want in?
I mean, yeah.
Great, I'm gonna try and do all of us in one conference call.
Okay, great. So you're able to open the line, but I need you to roll a Constitution saving or Wisdom saving throw to hold on to your individuality as 4 people's thoughts.
We are hive mind.
We are the Modrons now.
Let me just. Oh, I have +6 to con.
Wisdom.
No, it's Wisdom.
Wisdom.
That's +2.
It's not like it's a DC 15 throw.
That's 13.
Okay. So you're just like you're briefly overwhelmed by the cacophony of everyone's thoughts coursing into your head. You're unable to recall any personal details for 10 minutes.
You just got so
Yeah, I was just kind of saying this.
Are they
always.
still all in my head?
Yeah,
Well,
but
okay.
you don't remember anything about yourself.
Okay.
So you're more like a conduit for them.
Great. I hope you know. Before I did this, I was gonna say it after it happened. I want to set up like a little in my little mind palace. I want to set up like a little meeting room with like chairs.
Like a
and
coffee room?
like a little coffee room for everyone to sit in.
Yeah, so you have a coffee room, but you're standing there as a completely blank person.
My mind me. Wow, that's
What?
creepy. Wow,
Okay,
that's
I
creepy.
have to roll a d8 to see how many hours though.
Yeah.
If it's an 8, then it reduces 1 size. If it's a 1, it's a 7. So does that? I think that
Sorry,
reduces.
No, it doesn't reduce. It's just if the max is rolled.
Oh, if the max. Right. Thank you. I
Great.
understood.
So you're connected for 8 hours, and for the next 10 minutes you don't know.
No, for 7 hours.
For 7 hours, and for the next 10 minutes you don't know who you are.
What? Who are you? Who are you? And where
Am
am
I?
I?
Look,
What's I?
Am
you
I
know
in
them,
the
you
mind?
don't know you.
Oh.
In the mind palace, am I a person or am I a spider?
Yes.
Your decision.
Please be a person. We need to talk to you.
Or be like half
Be a
spider, half
person.
person.
Yeah. Can I just
Ah!
have some like pincers or
Yeah,
something?
sure.
Yes.
Oh.
I just have a lot of eyes.
So you guys can commune freely.
This is scary, and I'm just a clever visual metaphor.
Gato, you should put on sunglasses.
Okay. I produce mine sunglasses.
I meant more in the
I don't have any sunglasses.
Mine
mortal
sunglasses.
realm. You have a concussion.
Okay, let me try. Gonna try to produce mine sunglasses.
I'd like you to roll a wisdom throw.
Right, if I get a nat 20 on this,
Yes.
I'm psychic now.
The DC is 22.
If I don't have enough going on for me already, I might as well be psionic. Okay, wisdom saving throw?
No, wisdom throw.
Okay.
Come on, big money.
And what do I add? So, is it a saving throw or a check?
It's a wisdom check.
Okay, 15.
Alright, so you're... So it doesn't work.
we
It's
going?
been about 2 minutes.
Alright, it's time for Kato to lead.
It's Kato time.
Onward.
We're going to court.
Going to court.
Why are we going to court?
Erdan's an idiot.
Excuse you, I'm not an idiot, I'm a spider.
On we go.
To
Inward to
court,
court.
I guess.
Alright, so,
Also, I'm the only one here with a college education.
Do I also know where we are? Do I know anything about the situation? Or
it's slowly coming back to you.
okay, thank God. So I'm like,
Alright. As you tighten up your pleas, the door on the other. Oh no, you're going into the bland room. Okay.
Oh no, this is the wrong room.
So you've gone in, and it's this completely like flat chamber. It's this pearly kind of white with yellow lighting, emanating from nowhere in particular, with marble floors and a couple of like 4 pillars holding up the top, and there's a doorway immediately across from you, and the rest of the room is just empty. And as you tighten up your pleas, the door on the other side of the bland room opens. A tall, angular figure strides into the room. The spindly creature in front of you is 8 feet tall, with the arms and legs to match it. A neck cranes down to make eye contact with you, as the sharp face of the being in front of you makes itself clear from the light. Greetings. You are to be tried individually. A composite argument will be formed from your personal statements, and the veracity of said argument will be weighed, and a decision will be made thenceforth. Is that a satisfactory explanation?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Very well. May I help you?
No, I'm saying is that
Oh.
a character as 10 minutes past?
Yeah, you're good.
Thank God, because I'm like, individual court and I don't know who I am. Thank you.
So, yes, and it kind of folds its arms, and you can see its arms fold in like 4 ways. So it folds at the elbow, at the middle of the upper arm, and at the middle of the forearm.
Oh, that's so sick.
Okay.
I will give you each 5 minutes, then we will begin the questioning. And it goes over right near the door, and it folds itself up into like this little dais
Okay, that
with its head.
doesn't say anything about our mind mill.
Okay.
Okay, do I have to turn into a person for this?
Yes, you
Yes.
do.
Womp womp.
Also,
I've
now
never
when we're
been to
talking not actually in front of this guy, we're just talking to one another. We're actually saying it.
What do I do? I've never been to court before. What do I prepare for 5 minutes?
Just
Okay.
Just
it's-
answer the questions they
Look,
ask.
I don't know a thing
Honest.
about court.
our story. What happened?
I tried to
We
sit
have
on
to
it.
tell-
I tried
Don't
to
tell
hitch
them
a
you sat
ride.
on the Modron.
No.
No, we have
Do
to
not
tell
lie.
the truth. We should not lie.
But if we all tell the truth,
We-
if we all lie,
No, we all have to tell the truth.
Here comes the truth.
If we all lie, then they
Truth
know
is
we
relative.
all-
Also, you believe, because you have a lawful neutral alignment, lying is kind of like
Bad.
lying is bad to you as a
Yeah,
person.
we can't lie. We have
no, we
Tell
have
the
to
truth.
lie.
You want-
we have to tell the truth. Can I open the door?
What? Oh yeah.
It's steamy hot in here.
Yes.
warm.
If you didn't know, people is hot in here.
There's no AC.
There's no AC in the room. We are baking in here.
There's no AC.
It is literally like a small oven.
Yeah.
Like a large oven.
Okay.
It's small for a room,
It's
large
pleasant.
for an oven.
Large for an oven. And the door.
I
Okay.
don't want to open the door all the way.
I got it. You
Can
guys
you hand
discuss
me another
that later.
Pappy?
There's only one left of this 6-pack.
We're thirsty, thirsty
Break.
boys.
Break.
Break. All right, cool.
Are we actually going on break?
Yeah, go on break.
Okay, here you
Yeah,
go. Try and rip the thing off. I
Go
also have to be here.
outside.
Oh, Jesus.
Whew.
Oh.
All right, so we've gotten rid of everyone else, and we're going to do the individual questioning, well, individually. With that being said, Cato is first up on the stand, and everyone else is back there so they can listen in on all of the fun trial shenanigans. Now, Cato.
Yeah.
As you follow the strange spindly figure through the door, you seem to have been thrust backward in time. You're standing in a lofty stone room, lined with tables and chairs. From the vaulting ceiling, a pristine banner depicting a drop of blood falling through a triangle hangs, fluttering in the gentle breeze that's coming through the windows that are open nearby. The figure that led you here is completely at odds with all the humans and orcs that fill the hall. The metal being's joints snap and pop, and it folds them into an almost kneeling position across from a wooden carved chair, just like the ones you used to sit in the Order strongholds. I am the Adjuditron. Please, I've chosen the setting that will be most comfortable for you.
Alright, Adjudatron.
I'm just going to ask you some questions concerning the defendant, and then a few questions about yourself.
Okay.
Would you say that the defendant has always acted in a rational and consistent manner? Thank you. If you were in a mortal situation, would the defendant save you were it not in their best interest?
They would.
What is your outlook on the defendant? Do you trust them with your life?
I wish I did, but I don't.
Does the defendant consistently disrupt others with their actions?
Yes.
Now, for yourself, would you say that your time in the Crimson Order has alienated you from others?
Pass?
Pass it is. Thank you very much for answering a few questions. If you'll just proceed through that door, and it makes an opening that has just appeared in the other side of the wall with a yellowish light akin to the stuff that you've been waiting for.
Do I send somebody in, or?
Just leave.
Okay. Oh. This floor is really clean.
It was quite clean.
Alright, bye. Bye, Adjudatron.
Thank you. And the Adjuditron exits after Kata, preparing itself for the next questioning of Erdan. Alright, Erdan. With little fanfare, the tall creature has arrived to stand before you. And it's just kind of standing there, looking down on you with a very neutral expression. If you would follow me, please.
Can we hold hands?
Certainly. And it reaches down a very tall hand to hold yours. It pays no mind to this gesture. Impressive.
I hear Kato burp from the hallway.
Yeah, from the background. And with little fanfare, it begins to stride through the doorway that has appeared in front of you. Passing through the door, you're met with birdsong, emanating from the trees that have suddenly surrounded you. You're standing in a grassy, sunlit grove, surrounded by the gracefully twisting, elving trees that you grew up with much of your time in. As the Modron folds its massive legs into a sitting position, a stag trots through the clearing and circles itself up on the ground.
Hello?
It looks up at you, almost lifelike, and kind of responds to your greetings.
I just want to pet it.
Okay. So you pet the stag for a few moments, and the Adjuditron just sits passively by, watching you as you do.
Is this what court is? Because this kind of rules.
This is the Modron process. I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and after that, we will have to ask a question about your friends, and we will consider. Kato is a member of the long-dead Crimson Order. Has he exhibited any fanatical tendencies?
He really wants to use. He wants Mind Flayer blood in his body, but he also has a lot of brain damage.
Interesting. Your friend Maya seems to be on a quest for personal gain. Do you see her goals coming at odds with your own, and possibly endangering your friends?
I'm not particularly close to Maya. I don't know that much about her goals. She's cool.
But your friend Erdan is guarded. Do you think she's protecting herself from you, or you from herself?
Well, you see, my relationship with Urani is complicated. Maybe both.
Perhaps both. Now, would you be able to set aside your shared pasts for a shared future?
think it would take some work, but we could do it.
Very well, thank you. And it begins to fold itself slowly back into its standing form. And it points its hand toward a doorway that has manifested in the trunk of a great old tree.
Can I bring this guy with me?
If you like.
Can I bring the stag with me?
Alright.
Just got my arm around him.
Yeah. As you wander out through the doorway, the stag has disappeared.
Oh, you lied.
Alright. If you would like to bring Maya in.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
It's your turn.
So, the Adjuditron has entered the chamber that you have been waiting in for a few moments now. And Erdan kind of sits back down on the floor. And the Adjuditron kind of looms over you. And it just folds its hands behind its back and says, "If you'll follow me, please." Alright. Following the spindly Adjuditron through the doorway, the smell of chemicals wafts into your nose. You're standing in the center of a large laboratory, with humans, elves, and bloodcursts moving around the circular room, ferrying samples of stones to each other, or using the shelves that span floor to ceiling and are anchored by rails both above and below to retrieve books and other volumes. The Adjuditron folds its legs in about 10 different ways, until it is sitting in a small kneeling position. In front of it, a metal stool with a plush cushion sits. Greetings. Thank you very much for participating in the process. I'm just going to ask you a few questions about yourself and one about the defendant. After that, you will be brought back through the doorway and returned to the waiting room. I have brought you to the place that should be most comfortable for you, and I hope that we can speak in a free and candid manner. Have you known the defendant to be of sound mind on all matters?
Yes, Erdan is a curious person, but not malignant.
Has the defendant ever acted in spite of the rest of the group's wishes?
Never consciously.
Very well. Now, has the defendant, you just mentioned consciously, have they ever acted on impulse? And has this impulse ever backfired for you?
It has never backfired in a way that could be considered anything more than a small inconvenience.
Very well. Now, in a wider sense, how has the defendant impacted the world around them?
They show a great deal of care for nature and plants and the natural world.
Very well. Now, a couple questions about yourself. What happens if you're disappointed by an answer that you've been searching for?
Although I may not like the answer, I do accept it.
Very well. And have you ever encountered a question without an answer?
Yes.
Admirable to admit it. Thank you. The doorway is open if you would like to send Zoriy through.
Okay.
And the door has appeared beside you with a white-yellow light kind of basking itself up. So, the Adjuditron, the tall creature, has brought the rest of your friends out and has left you for the very last. The Modron stands with a completely passively blank face and kind of just respectful distance away from you and holds its hand out toward you. If you will join me.
Okay. And I follow.
Okay. Following the Modron through the door, you arrive in a place that feels familiar to you. Light streams through a large window, looking out into a garden colored with vibrant purples and reds. All around you, the room is furnished with handmade wooden furnishings. Ornate etchings of rose bushes and fluttering birds adorn everything. The air smells lightly of flowers as the Modron takes a place next to the bed in the center of the room, snapping and cracking its legs into a seated position. On the bed, there's a small stuffed owl bear whose fur has been thoroughly matted down.
Take a seat next to him.
I believe I've chosen the location that would be most comfortable for you.
For a moment, I just sit there and I just look at everything around the room, trying to remember
and capture every little detail that I can see.
Okay.
I think so.
Very well. I'm just going to ask you a few questions about the defendant, one or two about yourself, and we will send you on your way. If you'll allow me to begin. Have you known the defendant for very long?
Not an overly long time, but probably the longest I've ever known anyone.
And in this time, have you known the defendant to ever flout any laws or rules?
Constantly, but it's very much the thing of always for the good of others. The fact that the good of other people and what good that breaking the rules could do could help.
Very well. Now, you say helping others, but has the defendant ever dragged you to help them with her or their problems?
Surprisingly, no. I have done many, many, many things to make them absolutely hate me. But they still help me. They still aren't a dick, to put it rashly. But they are just trying. They're making mistakes. Very, very many mistakes, but what makes them human, or not human, I guess?
Very well. Now, with this relationship, have you ever felt that there have been doors closed to you on account of the defendant?
No.
No?
There haven't ever been many doors open, so if anything, they've opened more doors.
Very well. I have a question for you about yourself. Would you ever say that you feel as if you're out of control of yourself, as if something else has taken control of you?
Lately? Not really. In the past, yes.
Alright, so there has been instances in which you have... Alright, very well. Well, if you would please go through the door, I shall speak to you and the rest of your kin shortly.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I do want to look at the room one last time.
Yep.
And very much remember every little thing.
Yeah, try to drink in all the details.
Every detail.
Okay,
And then
very well.
should I send everyone back in?
Yeah, we can bring the Moth Company back in.
Get back in here, you nerds.
What? What is it? There's something out here, gang.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little wheel cart.
That's a wheel. Would have been helpful last week.
Knocked the lamp.
After you,
I know,
please don't break the glass.
Chipboy knocks the lamp.
There's a grill. There's a griddle here.
Oh, nice.
Okay, well, we can expect
Bad news, gang. There's a griddle out there.
A wild griddle has broken into the
I
studio.
forgot how hot it is.
We can leave the door slightly open,
Yeah, that's
especially since it's later and there aren't many people.
Ugh.
very, very well, team. So, you have all entered the bland-looking room. You have all endured your intense and very scrutinous questions.
Quick question. What time are we ending?
Soon. I don't know. Soon? Well, there's not much more left.
Okay.
Okay. So what?
Oh, also, are you giving me and Gail a ride home?
Yeah, I can have you.
Okay, so we're gonna cut this part out.
Yeah, no, because my dad texted and asked.
Alright.
So I said 8:15.
Yeah, that sounds good. There's a flash of light as Urani reappears through the doorway, without the Modron. The chamber's dead silent, and the hulking Modron has seemed to disappear. And you're all just kind of left to your own devices.
So,
I'm just gonna kind of.
Okay.
what? Oh. Okay. Thank you. So,
That shit was crazy.
that shit was crazy.
They wouldn't let me take the deer with me.
Oh. I mean,
I'm assuming there was a deer in all of yours.
no.
No.
There was a stuffed owl bear.
Sick.
It wasn't like a real stuffed owl bear.
I would hope
It's
not.
like a
Yeah, no, I figured
It's like
that would upset me
tiny-
greatly.
yeah, it was like a tiny one. Not like killed and then stuffed. Like it was like a toy.
Well, yeah, like.
Alright. So you guys are...
Roses.
Sorry.
That was it.
So you guys are kind of sitting in the room, and you see the doorway open one more time. And it's just sitting there, completely open, as if it's just waiting for you to go in.
Shall we?
Yes.
Alright. So you guys, how are you going through? Are you going through together, or are you going
through together.
Alright. It was wide enough for all of you to pass as a group. So you
Yeah.
approach the doorway and pass through it. Making your way through the open door, you find yourself in yet another circular chamber. The chamber is off-white with large archways allowing you to see the Mechanus. All of these cogs spread out in unfathomable patterns, up and down and left and right, arcing their way across the sky for infinity. The room is barren, save for a large bronze gear in the very center that sits about 2 feet off of the floor. Light glitters off of the crystalline blue water within this gear-shaped pool. At the very bottom of it, looking in, Maya, you can see there is a bronze mask with a perfectly carved face sitting in it. The water begins to shiver and shift as it begins to whirlpool up, picking up the mask in the very center and bringing it up to the sky. As this happens, through the archways pass a ball of light and a ball of shadow, which hover very close by to this shifting mass of water.
Is that symbolic or something?
As the pillar of water continues to make form and the balls of light and shadow coalesce around it, it speaks. I am the one and the prime. I have need of your ability. There is tremendous balance here. You cannot see it, but perhaps you can. Everything is in order. The chaos mixed with law, with tragedy and joy. And for that, I will make you my champions. Or you can stay here on Mechanus and, well, we can put you to work.
Preferably, the prime material plane sounds. Well, the Mechanus is very nice, don't get me wrong. Preferably home.
Less cults here.
There are less cults here.
The prime material plane is not my concern. We have larger things to deal with. The Illithid invasion into the Mechanus is against any law of natural or otherwise. It must be stopped, as no longer can they be allowed to threaten what we have set up here.
I don't know. I mean, it's only against the law because we beat them.
What do you expect us to do?
With the help and the assets of the One and the Prime, you will take an army of Modrons at your hand and attack the dead god that holds them still. I cannot go, I am bound here, and my strongest warriors are dispatched.
Why us?
There is something about the way that everything flows around you. It is all a purpose that you cannot fathom. Bless you.
Bless you.
He says that. Bless you also.
Bless you as well. No.
And God be with you.
Okay, it's so high.
I know, it's so high.
Alright.
It is the perfect ratio of chaos and order. Everything has the correct place here. Even those of you who don't see it, the trauma they carry, it evens the entirety.
Not to be rude. I just don't know that I trust you as an ally. It's just you represent law, right?
Balance at large, mainly upon the plane of the Mechanus, but we stand for the outer planes as well.
It's just that the thing about law is that it is changing constantly. The only reason what the Mind Flayers did was unlawful was because we beat them. If they had won, they would have been the rulers. They would have set the laws. So I don't know.
They cannot
That we
best
can
the
trust
Primus upon the Mechanus, but I cannot send myself out into the line of battle, for I am unable to move, too invested upon the workings of the machine. Law is always subjective, but those of us here who can see it know its pace and see the changes in it.
Also, not to be rude again, you're a little patronizing.
Really?
A little condescending.
Well, do we have any other option? What are the alternatives?
Your option is your own. Your trial was satisfactory, but why be nothing when you could be something?
Well, that's rude.
Well,
But I have a debt to settle.
I have things to do.
well, I think a better question would be, would we be able to return to the prime material plane in an orderly fashion?
You would have whatever you needed to accomplish the task before you. If that includes returning to the Prime, then that is what will happen.
What about when we finish
When you finish what?
the task?
You will be set free. It is a bond for this task alone, and afterward you can go back and do whatever you please.
And you'll let us go home?
Of course. You will be friends of the Mechanus and of anywhere else you roam where law holds overall. Of course, we cannot promise that with the assets at our disposal, you will not perish.
Well, I mean,
And
isn't
people
that-
will know me.
Your name will be sung as the forces of law and order.
I'll do it.
Which is not really my vibe.
I
Another reason I don't particularly trust that you would want an ally in me.
well, I mean, you're asking.
There is something to be said about chaos. It is what lets law exist, after all.
Ooh, that makes me feel slimy.
Well, why does that? That's a good thing. Everything needs technical balances.
I don't want the point of me to be allowing someone else to exist.
It's not. The point of view is to be you. And
Why?
it's-
You haven't said anything.
It's a lot to take in.
I mean,
personally,
aren't we supposed to help people?
yeah, I think we should do it.
Would this help people?
Well,
Yes.
Removing the illithid menace from the extraplanar,
Yes.
it would tip the balance back.
Yes.
Okay, so we can kill them.
Kill and
If we
eradicate.
And you're not gonna, I don't know, keep me on a leash or whatever?
No.
Do whatever you need. The Modrons will be watched over by.
Do I get a license to kill?
No matter what, I think we get a license to kill. It's our
I
job
mean,
to kill them.
No license to kill.
Well, deal
No
breaker.
Cato Hurricane.
I mean,
The illithid must be exterminated in any manner you choose. What you do with them, I don't care. As long as the Mechanus is not threatened again by them.
Okay, I accept. Do you need me to, like, sign something?
No, your bond is enough.
Do we? So what kind of stuff are you saying
Thought
we
you'd
get?
be, like, really into paperwork.
Maya? Are you in?
I think we should do it.
The war fleets of the Modrons will be at your disposal alongside anything else you might need upon Mechanus. They will heed your call, but you will have to work alongside a Modron general.
I
Fair enough.
want 3 wishes.
I cannot fulfill wishes outside of the Mechanus, I'm sorry.
I don't think you can get wishes.
I want a cool sword.
Very well.
Shit, I forgot to ask for a cool
You didn't ask for that too. Listen, you only get 1 cool sword.
Wait, bond revoked. Can I have, like, I don't know, a steed?
You will have access to the full armory of the Mechanus.
You got
What-
steeds in there?
We will be able to find something. I cannot promise it will be a living steed, but we will see what we can do for
You can
you.
get a mechanical steed.
So now,
The foundry of the Modron is yours, as is the might of the One and the Prime.
Thank you, that is very nice of you.
Do not fail upon what I ask.
Do not plan to.
I will have the general reach you promptly, but if you have anything else for my myself, now would be the time.
My head was hurt in a
A mind flare sort of
in a
Trying to
fight
eat
with
his
these
brain.
mind flares, like you
a
said.
mind flare sort of tried to eat his brain.
Almost.
Almost, very close they did.
Almost succeeded.
Almost did.
The risk of the illithid
No, we're asking if you can fix it.
will be healed upon his head.
Yes, thank you.
Alright, yeah, it's like this right here.
Just
give it a look,
Keep
yes.
it on. Keep it on.
Oh, the Primus doesn't do anything to it.
Just wait.
The Modrons will ensure it is taken care of upon your ship.
Alright.
I remember that the Primus did hold my hand earlier, and I trust him a little more.
Well, with that being said, I will make sure to leave an envoy of myself upon your flagship vessel, so that you might consult me anytime you have need. Though do be aware, my power beyond the Mechanus is very limited.
Will you
I
hold
do-
my hand again?
The like a water tendril comes out and kind of.
I do have one more smaller question. Where are we going? It is to fight the illithid, yes, but
Hey, dead god.
The dead god lies in the astral plane.
Sick.
why? Thank you. That's important to know.
That's
You're
where
welcome.
my dad lives.
Your dad lives in the astral plane.
Yeah, for death reasons.
Do all dead people live in the astral plane?
I assumed you were like born out of the earth.
No.
Like Aphrodite?
Who's that?
Who is Aphrodite?
Never mind.
So,
Alright, I think we're making the Primus uncomfortable.
yeah, we're sorry. We talk a lot.
And now I have a moment.
There is balance to all things. In time you will see the silence and the speech balanced
I
as well.
miss Mikas.
Wait, can we
He knew my whole backstory.
can we bring other people from the
Have
Mechanus with us?
whatever you need to see that the job is completed.
Thank you.
We cannot compel them, but
Yes, of
anyone
course.
aboard your craft will be noticed as a friend of the Modron.
Thank you.
Now, champions, off with you.
Head out.
You have illithid to slay and an army to raise.
I don't think this is gonna be great for Kato's ego.
And that's it.
Alrighty. Well, good news. I can do the end card in the outro. So
Okay, yeah.
Fade out.
So you can just.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you
Thanks for
soon.
watching.
Sweet. We're out of here. We out. Hello, this is Johnny from the Moth Company. Thank you guys for showing your support and watching to the end of this video. Everything that you do really means a lot to us. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, perhaps comment what your favorite moment was, or something else that you'd like to insert about the episode, and please hit the subscription button down below. Every little thing really helps, and we love bringing you guys great role-playing game content from our home to yours.